Hello students, my name is Ilona Sekretova and I'm your English teacher. Today we talk about modern manners. Each country has its own idea about good manners. Every day we meet different people and communicate with them, get new experience and communication skills. Any communication starts with a greeting. In different countries, people greet each other in different ways. The Russians, Europeans, Americans shake hands. In Japan, you should bow. The tradition of bowing to come from the depth of centuries. In France, in the informal atmosphere of even unfamiliar people kiss each other. Lap are rubbing against each other's noses. Arab people crossed his arms on his chest. Tibetans take off the head of the right hand and left hand lay behind his ear and stick out his tongue. Latin Americans embrace each other. In each country, its traditions, its own way of conversation, wishes of prosperity, and rules of politeness. It is clear that there is not universal general rule for all nations, but a single common rule is that you should be polite. Let's talk about clothes. People in different countries dress up in different ways. Thanks to the variety and individual preferences in clothes, all people look unique. There is not any general rules on choice of clothes, but the clothes should always be appropriate for a site that you visit. Going to the theater, men should dress suits and women should dress evening dresses. In Muslim countries, women shouldn't reveal their body. In North Karolinska Mobile, women aren't allowed to wear shoes with heels higher than 3 and 8 centimeters. In Alabama, there are restrictions on the wearing of jeans. England, your clothes should be low-key, well-tailored and high quality. The ideal would be a classic suit, quiet tones. The most important item of clothing for the British is a tie. It is determined by social status and wealth of the entrepreneur. The British love the combination of black and white or pink. Women need to consider that makeup should be thorough, jewelry, minimum hair arranged in a fashionable haircut or combed back. German. As for appearance, if you appear in the office of German businessman without a jacket, it would be an unforgivable breach of etiquette on your part. Be German conservative clothing, a classic suit, calm colors. Women encouraged moderate makeup application, the use of jewelry, modest, strong hair. France. French are great connoisseurs of clothes and makeup. In dealing with them, you can stick to the classic style. Excess of a woman light up very well suit scarf or a brooch and a man tie clip. Italy. Italians are very sensitive to color. The clothes should not use more than 3 colors, not counting semitones, allowed various hairstyles. Spain. The clothes, Spaniards love the combination of black and white or black and red with gold trim. Women's hair is best to remove a tight bun. China, at a meeting with Chinese partners, dress modestly, prefer dark tones. Suit and tie are required only at official receptions. Let's talk about food and drinks. In many Asian cultures, it is acceptable to smoke lips during the meal. In America, you should eat your hamburger as fast as possible. In China, your host will keep refilling your dish unless you lay your chopsticks across. In Japan, the chopsticks is not accepted vertically stuck into your plate with rice. In Georgia, during the traditional feast, it is considered disrespectful to drink wine, slowly sipping a drink from the glass, only one gulp and to the bottom after each toast. If you come to the Middle East or in India, you must not eat with your left hand. If you are China, it will never turn the fish on the plate back. In Italy, you should not order cappuccino in 3 hours to or after dinner. Recommend you avoid a knife and fork to eat Mexican tacos. In France, should not eat bread as a snack. It is recommended to eat as a supplement to the main dish or with cheese, which is served in the end of the meal. In Chile, never eat with hands. Every country is also known for its food. England is noted for its pudding, bacon, marmalade, porridge, and 5 o'clock tea. America is the country of Coca-Cola, hamburgers, and chewing gum. Traditional Russian cooking is world famous for such dishes as okroshka, shi, pelmeni, and kvass. 5 tips. First, respect national traditions in food, holidays, religion, and leadership of the country where you are. Second, do not compare to their country and do not criticize. Third, always be punctual. Fourth, coming not the first time in the country, make sure that on the back of your business card was information in the language of that country. Fifth, names should be remembered. If the name is difficult, it's not harmful to train in its pronunciation. Keep in mind that the name may indicate social status and marital status. Talk about table manners. What should you do before you go to the table? And what should you do before you start eating? For the first, I should wash my hands. And second, I should put a napkin on my lap. Look at the picture. Is anything wrong in this picture? Yes, he's not using a knife. Is anything wrong in this picture? Yes, his elbows are not close to his sides. What is wrong with this picture? He's not sitting straight. Is anything wrong in this picture? Yes, he's holding a knife in his left hand. He didn't put a napkin on his lap. Is anything wrong in this picture? No, everything is okay. What about this picture? She didn't put a napkin on the lap. What's wrong in this picture? The boy is eating more than he can chew. The napkin is not on his lap. Is anything wrong in this picture? Yes, he's eating cake with a big spoon. Is anything wrong in this picture? The boy is holding a fork in his right hand. What's wrong in this picture? He's talking with his mouth full. What's wrong in this picture? The boy is eating from his friend's plate. What's wrong here? He's biting more than he can chew. Let's talk about social network. Gone are the days when the internet was a celebration of freedom and anarchy. The network is the same social place and the same courtesy rules apply here. It is normal and unselfish to put a like under a photo that shows you, but only if you didn't post this photo yourself. If someone pays you a compliment or wishes you a happy birthday in an online post, take 10 seconds to write a thank you comment under the post. You can't always control your friends' photos, but if you see that they didn't work out in the photo, don't hesitate to politely and in private correspondence ask the person to delete it. And vice versa, be understanding if your friend doesn't like your post and asks you to remove it. Don't use emoji in emails written for work. They have a place only in friendly correspondence, messengers, or social networks. Who should I shake hands with? Always shake hands with men when you first meet them. At the same time, when greetings a group of people, you should shake hands with everyone. But with colleagues you see every day, you can say hello verbally, omitting the handshake ritual. Another thing, the first meeting with a not familiar to this person, here a handshake is necessary. And the first holds the hand of the one idea and not one who is present. Women also sometimes shake hands, but only on their own initiative. If she didn't, just smile and say hello. When you extend your hand to greet your partner, look them in the eye, smile, and don't force yourself too hard. Your task is to be somewhere in the middle between dead fish and deadly boar. How to meet and say goodbye in a group of people. If you find yourself at a conference, meeting, presentation, or negotiation where there are a lot of people you don't know, meet and introduce yourself. Don't wait for someone to do it for you. But you should not immediately tell them about your achievements and regalia. Just tell them who you are and why you are here. In general, it is better to always have a business card with you. Handing it over is the easiest and most competent way to make a business acquaintance. Departing from the meeting, leaving after a business lunch, or leaving the meeting briefly to say goodbye, just a handshake and a simple duty phrases like nice to meet you, see you soon, good to see you, etc. Leaving the crowded event or reception, You can say goodbye only with the host or organizers. Does not need to go to each friend and to shake his hand. How to behave at a business lunch. When you find yourself in an unfamiliar company at lunchtime, do not worry and follow the internal rules that you recognize as soon as the group you joined left the office. Stick to the colleagues who invited you, and even better, start a conversation with them on some easy and pleasant topic for everyone, preferably not about work. Listen to what others are saying and laugh in the right places, so you'll pass for your own, and after dinner you'll come back as old friends. When can I call my mobile phone? Calls for questions related to work can be made a little later or earlier than working hours, from 9 to 9 hours AM and PM. At the same time, when calling during the working day, you don't need to whether the other person has time and whether it is convenient for them to talk. If they answered your call, it means that they have time. Don't be too persistent in trying to get through. It's unpolite to wait more than 5 rings for a response. If you are working with someone on a very important project, agree with them at what time and how it is best to contact them. In this case, the ban on night calls will no longer apply, since the colleagues will be ready for them. Many people believe the message of personal territory. Therefore, leave the exchange of text messages for relatives or at least just well-known people. Instead of writing to a client or boss in WhatsApp, deal them during business hours. This way you can discuss all issues much faster. Is it possible to use gadgets at the meeting? Do not take out your smartphone, tablet or laptop if the subject of communication and the reason for the meeting do not require it. Turn off the sound of your mobile phone or even set on the plane mode so that no one will disturb you and other participants in the meeting. Don't keep your smartphone or tablet on your desk. Messages and notifications that pop up on the screen will only distract you and may make you feel like you have more important things to do. There are things that should not be discussed in polite society. There are several of them. Questions of age and longevity. This can confuse and even compromise those present. Financial well-being. In some situations, this is appropriate, usually at men's meetings in the company of business partners or close friends. Problems in the house. This applies to both the situation at a party and your own home problems. In any case, it is simply unacceptable to put dirty laundry on public display. Religious attitudes and behavior, again, except for the company of close friends who are aware of your religion. Diseases and issues related to various diseases. Absolutely all conversations about health started for health and on a funeral note and unpleasant details. Adultery and other people's personal life. Low and dishonest actions. Own actions that deserve praise. Others should praise a person, otherwise it looks like a peacock spreading its tail. Address by abbreviated name. In Anglo-American society, abbreviated names are used much more often than in Russia or in Kyrgyzstan. An abbreviated name is both a variant of the name, for example, Bill, William, and a title without a title, for example, Miss or Mr. In England, teachers are always Miss or Mr. Calling them by their first name is considered rude, but almost no one else is called that. The Russian patronymic is used much more often. There is another difference. In Russia, a person named Alexander can be called Sasha, and in Kyrgyzstan too. And the woman whose name is Catherine, we call Katya. If she asks me to call her, say, Rina, I'll find it strange. Almost all Russian names have an approved and unchangeable short form. Elizabeth II, Queen of England, photo in Anglo-America. The name can have several abbreviations and several spelling options. For example, Elizabeth can call herself Eliza, Elsa, Ellie, Beth, Lisbeth, Lisa, Betsy, Betty. A woman who introduces herself as Elizabeth cannot be called Betsy or anything else other than Elizabeth. The woman who introduced herself as Betty cannot be called Elizabeth. Thank you for attention. Our lesson is over. Goodbye.